Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Savitri Krishnamurthy. I teach English and Logic at BYJU'S. Today's session, we're going to look at how to maximize your scores in SNAP. Rather, we're going to look at how to get full marks, 15 out of 15 in General English in SNAP. And it's not that difficult. Why? Because the English language section of SNAP has questions on grammar and vocabulary, both of which are rule based and you can learn them. Hello Sonali, right? They can be taught. Reading comprehension, on the other hand, is an autodidactic task. Good afternoon, Shubham. As much as I can tell you, I will tell you how to read. The person who is doing the reading is you, not me. If you get flustered while reading, I cannot do anything about it. I could only tell you, stay calm, read what you want. Hello, Khushi. But in vocabulary and grammar, that's not the case. Therefore, it's easier to score full marks when the question has there is no reading comprehension. Hello, Rajvi. The last couple of years, SNAP did not have any reading comprehension. But remember, a well-balanced aptitude test, hello Tarun, should have a good blend of vocabulary, grammar, logic and comprehension. All four. Alright? Some new symbiosis question setter will suddenly decide that 15 questions is too few, or maybe I should include one RC passage at least. So before you go for the test, don't neglect. You've already been doing reading. So practice one reading comprehension passage before the test. I mean, that is what I would do, always to be on the safe side. Having said that, the last few years there have been no reading comprehension passages. So what are we going to do today? We're going to look at important grammar topics in SNAP. We're going to look at past year questions on vocabulary. I have changed the sentences and fill in the blanks. I have changed the options, but these words were either asked as part of the question or as part of the options. Okay. So that's what we're going to look at. Now, if you look at the questions in the last few years in SNAP, parts of speech have been asked. Okay, that is why we started doing parts of speech. Basically, they'll give you a sentence and ask you what is the underlying sentence, the function of a word in a sentence. Okay, some words are confusing, but most words are fine. You know, when you ask me doubts in the class doubts, often you ask the craziest, the most difficult questions. Okay, there is a book there. I mean, why would you ask something? Why would you look at that? I will explain it to you, but that's not the point. And on top of that, some students say, Savitri ma'am told us in the last class that less is a noun. I said, when on earth did I say that less is a noun? Okay, he speaks less than me. Right? Less is an adjective. Little, less, least, these are adjectives of quantity. They are used in different forms. Right? So those are things. Slip of the tongue, maybe. But I wouldn't say it. I would cringe. A part of my soul would die if I said that. Alright. Parts of speech, we'll quickly look at it. Naming word, subject or object in a sentence, noun. A word that describes the noun is an adjective. So whenever you are in doubt about a word, ask, what is he talking about? If the word is talking less money, less milk, milk and money are nouns because they are names of persons, places or things. Therefore, you will say it's talking about how much money, how much milk, how much water did I drink today. Therefore, it's an adjective. Alright, Deepika Padukone is tall. Now, when I am saying tall is referring to a person. So, tall is an adjective because it's referring to a noun. If, on the other hand, the word refers to somebody's way of walking or dancing, she dances. Deepika Padukone is tall. Tall is talking about Deepika Padukone, which is an adjective. But she dances gracefully, if I say. Gracefully is not talking about Deepika, it's talking about the way she dances. Now, dance is a verb. Therefore, gracefully is an adverb. You just have to use your brains in determining parts of speech. I've included 3 or 4 parts of speech question and we'll work on that. Now, articles and prepositions are the fodder for question setters. Whenever I'm running short of time, in any test that I'm creating, suddenly it's अच्छा एक दो question articles or prepositions के लगा देते हैं, because the degree of difficulty has to be moderate. It cannot be very easy. I won't say a dog or something else. All right. So what of the things is the story of my country is one of the historical grievances and political realities that contribute. You are talking of political realities, so it will be contribute. Prasanna, the moment you have a relative pronoun who, which or that, the word after it has to refers to the subject that is given before the relative pronoun. The word is given before the relative pronoun. Here political realities is plural, so it will be contribute. Got it? So articles and prepositions definitely, tenses definitely, okay. These are the easiest. One of my friends is a doctor. All right. Here the subject is one of my, okay, since this is a question of grammar, it's useful for everybody. One of my friends is a doctor. What is the subject here? One. You have many friends. You're talking of the one friend who is a doctor. Okay. One of my friends. Okay. Who? Okay. No. One of my friends. He is one of my friends who has or have gone to the moon. Assume. यहाँ पे he is takes care of this. One of my friends who, here the who is not replacing he. Who is replacing your friends. Therefore you have to use have. Alright, that's the rule. Alright. Okay guys, so these are the areas. Now last few years there have been lots of questions on active voice, passive voice, direct and indirect speech. Mostly active and passive voice. So I have included a couple of questions of each of these in the exercise today. Alright, but whenever you're preparing for SNAP or any test like which has grammar and vocabulary, think of articles and prepositions, subject-verb agreement, tenses. Tenses both have to do with verbs. Verbs ke bina kuch nahi hoga. Subject-verb agreement and tenses. And then only think of the others. Alright, so half, 50-60% of your questions will be from there. Modifiers, parallelism, these are the less asked questions because you need to give a big sentence, give 5 options, parallelism, how do you otherwise correct? That is why you get more questions on articles, prepositions, tenses, subject-verb agreement. Alright, SNAP has started asking lots of questions on voice. Well, change one to act. If it's an active voice, you have to change this to the perfect form of the passive voice. In that same process, the next guy says, isne active or passive voice diya. Next year, let me ask direct and indirect speech. So learn the rules. Not learn the rules so much as work out some exercises in direct and indirect speech. Okay, I will not teach you today. The teacher said that she would not teach us that day. Okay, I told you, I explained this yesterday. The teacher told us that she had explained it the day before. Aisa kuch. You have to do it. Alright, now vocabulary, obviously you can't outguess the question setter. But what you can do is, there are lots of memory based questions on the net. We've tried to remember whatever we can. The most commonly asked synonyms and antonyms, remember, starts, the reason I keep starting with confused words is, in the options they normally would, one of the words would be the meaning, like insolent, indolent, commonly confused word. Continuous, continual. So when you are looking at synonyms and antonyms, also think of words which have confused you. Alright, impecunious, pecuniary, penurious, thrifty, learn it in clusters. Antonyms are more difficult than synonyms because the common tendency, hello Gaurav, is to mark the synonym. And two of the options would be meanings of the word, so make sure you don't mark that. The antonym may not be in the exact part of speech as the original question, so you need to look at, if they want to make it easy, they'll give it in the exact part of speech. It's not like it was when we were children, right? It was just add a un or a miss before it and you're happy, ban gaya, opposite. But that's not the way you get. So antonyms, be a little more careful. Idioms and proverbs. Spelling, so make sure you know spellings which have double letters, committee, accommodation, exaggeration. Even today, and spellings, one more thing, at least that's what happens with me. If offhand one of you asks me what's the spelling of tomorrow, I'll get it wrong. The moment you ask me, I would have done miserably in spelling bee. When I used to see little kids going and saying it like that, I say, wow, what a skill. I write correctly. My spelling is 99.99% correct. But the moment you ask me, I start biting my nails. Tomorrow mein 2 M's hai ya 2 R's hai. So for spellings, I look at the word, I close my eyes and write the spelling. What did he ask? Achieve. Okay, I've got it. What did he ask? Receipt. Okay, how would I write receipt? And then I look at the spelling. Spelling actually takes me longer. So make sure you get your IE and EIs correct. Make sure those double committee, accommodation kind of words are right. Alright. In some cases, Indians, we won't have the problem. In America and all, they base it on also on pronunciation. Alright, so sometimes you get confused with that. Poignant, for example, G is silent. So debt, B is silent. But that is not a problem. I have seen a lot of students say debt. So I guess one advantage of mispronunciation. Sometimes they ask simple and compound words, which is a pain. Alright, so let's start and I'll teach you the concept after you get the answer right or wrong. Doesn't matter. After you mark the answer. Okay, which part of speech is the underlined word? We walked lazily along the shady path near a park in the city. What part of speech is lazily? Dipanshu, Khushi both think it's C. Tarun thinks it's C. Walked. Okay. Person. Name of a person, place. You remember when you were kids, you played name, place, animal, thing. Wahi hai, they're all nouns. So any name that you give, Savitri, Virendra, Arushi, Zilani, Sonali, names. Okay? Dog, cat, tiger, student, teacher, names. Okay? They are nouns. The moment you substitute the noun with I, you, we, she, they are called pronouns. Alright? Any action word is a verb. How did we walk? We walked lazily, we walked fast, we walked slow. Therefore, it's an adverb. Alright. Now, along kya hua? Along what? The shady path. Shady path which has shade in it. Alright. So what is that? We are talking of a road. Okay, the cool road, let's call it. That's a noun. So what will along be? A word that connects the noun or the subject with other parts of the sentence is a preposition. Alright. What kind of path is it? What kind of road is it? It's a shady road. There are two meanings of shady. One is shady, matlab not okay. The other shady is giving shade, right? So here he meant that, giving shade. So since we are saying shady or sunny or bright or uncovered or hot, it's an adjective. Okay, where is it? It is near. Near where? Near a park. So near kya hua? I live in Bangalore is very different from I live near Bangalore, right? I live in New York is very different from I live near New York or far away or something. In, on, at, these are words which determine the relationship. So near is a preposition, park is a noun, right? Again, in the city, near the city, on the city, another preposition, but the word that I want is an adverb. मिल गया आपको सारे parts of speech पता चल गया. So it's not difficult at all. You just have to ask, what is the word doing? That's it. Remember, when it is not a subject, object, when it is not the name of a person, place, thing or an action, it's a short word. It could either be a preposition or a conjunction. Preposition is normally followed by a noun or an object. Okay, me, you, pronoun bhi ho sakta hai. Ravi watched a black cat as it climbed onto the stool by the sofa. What is by? Is it a noun? Is it the name? What is the noun here? Noun here is Ravi. Noun here is cat. Right? Noun here is stool. Correct? So this is a preposition. What is watched? Watched is a verb. What kind of cat did he watch? A black cat. Could be white, could be brown, but here this was a black cat. So this becomes an adjective. Okay? Climbed. Verb, action. Okay? Alright. Next one. We're moving to another. What is the right form? As I reached home means you're reaching home and you're saying. Okay, so the author of this or the person who speaks, yes, sofa is also a noun. Alright. When I reached home, I found my wife in the kitchen. Dash a lavish meal for the day. For the day. Or for the guests. Daily kya hai? I didn't see that. Right, so the action is going on, but we will not say I found my wife in the kitchen. Was cooking nahi hoga because you already have a verb there. I should have used was cooking also to confuse you. Alright, here I should not say was cooking. I found my wife cooking. I found that my wife was cooking. Alright. Okay. Next one. So you use simple present tense for actions that are going on, that go on a regular basis or for facts. Here, have waited since 8 a.m. or have been waiting since 8 a.m. What is the call? What is the difference? Now, you know that the action is continuing both. Now, students waited nahi hoga. Students waited for the teacher since 8 a.m. means that action is over. They are not waiting now. So that doesn't, here we know that since 8 a.m. means from 8 a.m. till now. So we say okay. So do we say have waited or have been waiting? Here, okay, I have lived in this city, I have been living in this city, both are correct. But here, since you're talking and you know that the students are still waiting, this is a better answer. Alright. I have worked in this company since 1990. I have been working in this company since 1990. Both are correct. Alright? Okay. Here. Question 5. Read the Nobita. Read the word here. First, remember, read the sentence, right? And you understand what is he saying. Subah se ab tak 20 mail bheja hai. What does that mean? The process is not over. The manager sent 20 mails, is correct. When he sent, what he sent, we don't know. But since we are saying till now, there is a sense of continuity, so we use the present perfect tense. Okay? will have sent by the end of the day. Has been sending since morning. Got it? All right? Okay. Now, if I had put here, cut this S out. Which is better, A or D? S nikal do. No problem, no problem. Should I, now I've removed the S from there. Then is it A or D? It is still D. Don't use two wills. He will reach the center when? Before the exam begins. Simple present tense for facts. Okay, now remember, whenever we use those words, the teacher will finish the lecture before exams start. Alright, not will begin. Okay. Preposition. He will have to answer dash his wrongdoings in the court. To, about, for, or with. Now when read and whatever sounds correct, mark it. Okay. Alright, here you said he will have to answer for his wrongdoing. Alright, he has been in jail, okay, dash 10 years. So here what will I put? Since or for? I want one answer, Prasanna. Now since for dono nahi hoga. The moment you mention about his, you answer, okay, you will have to answer to me, means I will catch you for it, okay? You have to repent for your wrongdoings, pay for your wrongdoings will be for. When you mention the time period, I have been talking since 12 o'clock, I've been teaching, you've been attending class since 12 o'clock, that means you've been attending class for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Yahan pe, when it is time period, you will say for. When it has been, he has been sentenced. Sentence takes the preposition to. About yahan nahi hoga, it's wrong, it's unidiomatic. So about prepositions, I can tell you what is the correct preposition. I cannot tell you why. See, for example, we say prepositions of place, right? We say for a point, you have to say at. And for a bigger place, you say in. So we'll say at the corner of the street, but we don't say at the corner of the room, we say in the corner of the room. Okay, if you ask me why, we'll say away. It's like that. Alright, prepositions, it's more about usage. He will have to answer for his wrongdoing. He will have to answer to me. Why not since for what? In the first question, Sumant? In the first question you are asking? Since 10 years nahi hoga. For the time period when you mention, you have to mention for. You use since only for the starting point. When you mention only the starting point. So if I want to use since, Rajvi, I have to say he has been in jail since 2013. My maths, oh my god. 2023 हुआ ना? So since 2023 for 10 years. Got it? Okay, so prepositions are confusing. Prepositions come with reading. The knowledge of prepositions is instinctive. In your question, can we put in? No. Sentenced to होगा, sentenced for नहीं होगा. Here the governing word is not 10 years. The governing word is sentenced. So you use the phrasal verb sentenced to. Got it? Alright. Another one. I left the easier ones. I've only given you slightly more difficult ones asked in similar fashion in Snap. I'm not saying the exact sentence. So the moment the exam gets over, we get questions. Ma'am, is it this? Is it this? That is where I write down. Let me tell you that you have no claim on my time, not for or with my time. You have a claim on somebody, on something. Okay? Alright. They say something and do something else. So their actions do not correspond dash their words. This is a tricky one. In fact, I asked this in an earlier class and a lot of students got it wrong, which is why I gave it. Their actions do not see, you can use correspond. There are certain sentences in which you give correspond to, in some you will correspond with, but in this it is correspond with. Alright. Okay, now these, as I said, the more you read, the more you practice, the better you get at it. Alright, again you'll ask me, which book should I use? Any book, but the problem with most books in the market is the answers are wrong. Many cases, somebody said some word, the first sentence the student showed me of the book picture. I said, what book is that? Some publication. She said, the very first question was wrong. So choose a good publication, a standard book. Wren & Martin has a lot of examples on prepositions. Or when you read newspapers, just read one article in newspapers with a pencil and you will see how many prepositions you come across. So the usage is fixed in your mind. Alright. He is one of the, just now who somebody had asked me this question, right? Was it Prasanna? He is one of those people who believes everything he hears or reads on social media. What is the error in the sentence? It is not believes, but it has to be the plural, who believe, because we are talking of those people. Those people is plural, so here it has to be believe. They believe. Okay, so option is singular. Excellent. Next one. Subject-verb agreement. Neither of the candidates for the council elections have a clean reputation. What should it be? Here it will be when you say neither of the candidates. So there's a difference between here I should put neither. Alright. So either of the, neither of the. Okay, if I ask you or you ask me which movie should I watch? Should I watch Jailer or Jawan? If you ask me, I'll say neither of the movies, I haven't seen it also, okay, is good. Neither of the, and you will say either of the, hope your generation. Okay, don't think I'm being, I'm belittling your taste. I'm just wondering how movies such as those can become bigger. Either of the movies is good, because either and neither by themselves are considered singular. But when you use it as a correlative conjunction or nor, तो दो subject हैं, Rohit and his partner, right? So then what follows are, if that is singular, your verb will be singular. If that is plural, your verb will be plural. Okay, if neither के साथ nor, नहीं, neither के साथ nor आ सकता है, neither x nor y. This is one sentence. The other one is, you have given me two options. Okay, which college is better, A or B? And I'll say दोनों ही बकवास है. So if I say that, I'll say neither of the colleges, I have to say, not college, neither of the colleges. Since I'm saying neither of the colleges, I have to use is. Okay, either and neither are singular. Alright, so here it should be has a clean reputation. हर सेंटेंस में नीदर के साथ नॉर आना जरूरी नहीं है, लेकिन अगर आप नीदर के साथ दो सब्जेक्ट्स यूज करते हो तो नॉर आना चाहिए. ठीक है, forgive my Hindi, okay, I've tried. All right, next one. The overall performance of the boys and girls of this college are not up to the mark. Subject क्या है इसमें? And then you decide whether you need a singular subject or a plural subject. All right, we are talking of the overall performance. Overall performance is singular, so we have to say is not up to the mark. All right, excellent. Next, the rules of justice as well as mercy demand a retrial. The rules of justice as well as mercy in the first one, when you use and, generally you use a plural verb, but as well as is parenthetical, so you should say demands a retrial. All right, excellent. Okay. Subject verb agreement, remember, and, or, either, each, every, each and every, generally singular, and some, none, those synonym words, you know, they can be used with a singular or a plural depending on the prepositional phrase following it. 7 or 8 rules of subject verb agreement are there. You have done it. I think you've been taught very well. Let's move to 14. He is saying identify the sentence that changes the voice of the following sentence correctly. The people of the city greeted the victorious team with a shower of flowers and cheers. Alright, you just have to be a little careful with these questions. Just a little careful. Subject and object flips. Okay. The people greeted whom? The victorious team. So when you are using in passive voice, victorious team becomes the subject, and if it is past tense, then it will be was greeted. If it is present tense, is greeted. If it is continuous tense, accordingly you have to change. Okay, be very careful there. Alright, let's now check your vocabulary for SNAP. Up to whatever is going on looks like you're on the track for 15 on 15. Vocabulary can sometimes bring in some problems for some people. Identify the synonym of relic. Don't call me that, but what is a relic? Something old, something ancient, so it's an antique. Alright, what is an insurrection? What is an insurrection? क्वेश्चन नंबर डालिए 16. Relic means an antique, any old thing, normally any valuable artifact of the past. What's an insurrection? An insurrection is a mutiny, a rebellion. Alright, so insurrection means rebellion. Excellent. Entice. Buy one get one free. Shopkeepers entice you with buy one get one free offers. What is the antonym of entice? What's the opposite of entice? What's the opposite? All the great geniuses who've marked A. What is the antonym? This is what I said. That is the biggest danger of antonym. स्नैप में 15 on 15 नहीं मिला, क्यों नहीं मिला मैम? मैंने एंटोनिम को सिनोनिम समझा. That's a very silly excuse to give. I will not listen to it. All right, you have to see what's the opposite. Yes, entice means to attract, therefore the opposite is to repel. All right, what does assiduous mean? But I don't want the meaning, I want the opposite. If you know the meaning, you'll know the opposite. Assiduous. Are you all working assiduously for the MBA entrances? He or she is an assiduous student. Assiduous means assiduous. Ritik, which question number? 18. Assiduous means diligent or industrious. Therefore, its opposite means lazy. And which word here means lazy? Alright, insolent means rude. Somebody who's rude or cheeky is called insolent. Alright? Okay. If somebody asks you for your password, what would you do? Give it to them? No. So I got a mail for asking for my password. Which idiomatic expression would you use for that? I am in the horns of a dilemma. Isko de ki nahi de? Would you think a lot? I have to somehow pull through. I smell a rat. I am out of sorts. Kya karoon? Samajh mein nahi aa raha hai. What will you do? If somebody asks for your password, would you really think 100 times isko de ki na de? Prasanna, it's dangerous. Would you really do that? This generation, would you give anybody your password? Why would you be in the horns of a dilemma if somebody asks you your password? You're not supposed to give anybody your password, right? So why horns of a dilemma means be in two situations. Isko de ki na de? Why would you even think of giving him? Why is he asking my password? What's wrong with him? I should not trust him. So what are you doing? You are suspecting something is wrong. This guy is not okay. So you will smell a rat. You will suspect something is going on here. Right? I can't give you always easy options. I knew all of you will mark A because you're not using your brains. God has given you brains. They'll rust if you don't use it. Alright? Okay. To throw in the towel means what? These idiomatic expressions are based on old English pastimes, like they used to do wrestling, boxing, fencing, yachting, go in ships. Most of them are related to naval terms because in those days sea voyages were a big thing, and I mean that was the primary route of travel to far away countries, right, before air travel. So many of them have that. Therefore, throw your hat into the ring is different from throw in the towel. What does throw in the towel mean? To acknowledge defeat, to say that look, main haar gaya. To join a challenge is to throw your hand into the ring. Alright? Okay. How many of you were in the category of 12 to 15 at least? Okay. Anything above 10 to 12 is good. More than 12 is excellent. But you can still get 15 on 15. I should have included a few spellings, but already I am running. My target is not to exceed 35 minutes in a class. Alright, 35 minutes, not more. Alright, unlock your free trial, join our courses. Alright, Harshit, just work on your grammar. Okay, there's still a lot of time. All right. Join our test series. Look at our toppers. Join our marathon. Now this is very important. 4 hours, 15th October, 1 p.m. Make sure you join it. This would help you to get at least 10 points. Add 10 points to your CAT score. And we have the best. We have the leaders of the industry mentoring you. They have worked very hard to create the content for these. So from 15th October, 4 hours CAT marathon, join. All right. Crash courses starting 23rd October, 7 p.m. Again, I want to see you in those sessions. All right. CAT open mock 27th to 5th November. Next class, whenever I take, I'm going to ask you, did you take the open mock and how much did you score? How to prepare idioms? Well, there is no other way. Only when the exam has idioms and phrases, go through the commonly asked idioms. There's a list of 25 to 50 that you really need to know. All right. Join our social media channels. For question 13, let me just quickly go back where. No, as well as mercy. Oh, true. I should have changed it to justice as well as mercy. All right. Yes, Indrajit, you are right. Rules of justice. That is true. Absolutely right. I stand corrected. And God bless you. Thank you very much for pointing it out. If it is just justice, it would be singular. It is rules of justice. It will be that. Excellent. Thank you. For that question, you will get 50 extra marks in whatever exam you are getting. All right, I stand corrected. And it makes me very happy that you pointed it out. All right, I will see you again next Tuesday for the editorial class and next Wednesday for some other class. Until then, have a great time. Give a big hand to Indrajit for pointing out the error. And I shall see you very soon. Bye-bye.